What's that sound? It's For Amusement Only, the EM and Bingo Pinball Podcast.
Welcome back to For Amusement Only. This is Nick Baldridge. Tonight, in chronological order, the next game would be 1955's Bally Gay Time. Now, I've already covered that game in episode number 179, so for tonight, I'll talk about the next game, which is 1955's Bally Miami Beach. Miami Beach is the only Magic Curtain game. Before we get into what the Magic Curtain is, Miami Beach is, of course, a Bally Bingo. Bally Bingos, by and large, have a 5x5 card on the Backglass, made up of 25 numbers, and a Playfield, which consists of 25 trap holes, and a ball return down at the bottom. If you manage to get 3, 4, or 5 in a row on the Backglass, then you win an indicated amount of replays. And we'll get into exactly how many you win here in a moment. But by default, if you get 3, 4, or 5 in a row, you earn anywhere from 4 replays for 3 in a row, all the way up to 64 replays for 3 in a row, 16 replays for 4 in a row, all the way up to 200, 60 replays for 5 in a row, all the way up to 300. But there are ways to increase your advantage. Not increase your odds above that, per se, but to allow you to score the 4 in a row win if you only have 3 in a row. And that's the colored lines in the Backglass. Several of the columns or rows, or even diagonal arrangements, have a large colored line behind them, and if you manage to get 3 in a row in one of those, it will either give you the 4 in a row odds or the 5 in a row odds. That's a pretty good deal, isn't it? Alright, but there's a catch. There always is. There are 3 different lines which have the red backing, which allows you to score 3 in a row as 4. And there are 3 yellow lines which allow you to score 3 in a row as 4. But there are only 2 lines which allow you to score 3 in a row as 5, and those are green. And by default, only 3 numbers are visible in that green line. So in order to get the most from that feature, you actually have to put in money, which of course is the object of these things. Now your typical, at this point, extra ball feature is back. Up to 3 extra balls. And select a spot. You can spot the numbers 19, 20, 21, or 22. And you have to choose before shooting your 4th ball. But the primary feature on this game is the Magic Curtain. By default, you'll have a 5x5 bingo card, but you can tell that portions of it are missing. As you insert money, you'll advance the Magic Curtains feature, and when it hits its first threshold, it will reveal 2 more sections on the bingo card, 2 more columns. As you put in more money, it'll reveal a 3rd, and then finally a 4th. So you have a 9x5 bingo card. That's a lot of numbers. And of course, you know what that means. The numbers are repeated. There's still only 25 numbers on the playfield, and that means that all except 5 are repeated on the Backglass. But the beauty of this feature, as you roll that kind of roll top desk-looking curtain away, you'll reveal those large diagonal lines that allow you to score 3 as 5. So the true shape of those is an X that runs right through the center of the bingo card. Now, This game has something akin to corner scoring, but it's not exactly corner scoring because this game's bingo card is much, much larger. The only way you can earn it is if you have the first 2 extra lines shown on your Backglass. And then it reveals 2 white numbers at the top and bottom on that 7th column, and there are 2 white numbers at the top and bottom of the 3rd column. It'll randomly award you the opportunity to score 100 for sinking a ball in each of those 4 numbers, or 300. That's pretty neat. And I really like the games where Bally repeated numbers like that. It gives a player a great opportunity to win, of course, being able to show the same number twice. Now, the challenge comes in the arrangement of the numbers. And, of course, Bally was no sucker. They knew exactly what they were doing and how to position these numbers to make the ones easiest to hit, the ones that you typically don't need, and the ones which are harder to hit, more necessary. The same principle applies to the spotted numbers. Essentially, it's fairly easy to sink a ball in 19 through 22. That's the row second from the bottom. And if you have a ball that's coming down, you normally will land in one of those holes if you don't already have a ball in that hole, unless you're a very good nudger. So, let's talk about artwork. This game takes place at Miami Beach. And so the background is of a resort kind of situation. You have a pool and many hotels and other buildings in the background. There's somebody diving off a diving board and a couple ladies sitting by the pool. There are a couple of women in bathing suits right beside the bingo card. And many women laying on the beach, walking around in the advancing odds area. Now, I like this particular advancing odds artwork because all the women are in motion. They're all doing something different. On some games, it makes sense for all the women to be doing one thing, but I very much appreciate the dynamic advancing odds artwork. So you have a lady picking up a towel, and on the towel are written the odds. A cabana in the background has the next set. Ladies holding a towel, and just a corner of it is peeking out, so only the 3 in a row odds are printed on that. And then in the background, there's a big beach umbrella, which has the other 2. You've got a massive sea post, like they used to build docks, that a woman is leaning on, and that contains the odds. Another big beach umbrella contains the next set of odds in a different position. Lifeguard tower has some more odds. The sail on a sailboat. A woman with a boogie board looking contraption. Another cabana contains the last. So, on to the cabinet. The cabinet has a very complex stencil. Yellow is a base coat, and you have green palm trees. Green is also the shade color, which the sun is setting, and so half of a cabana is in the shade and the other half is not. You have a large hotel in the distance, and multiple other buildings line this huge lake or ocean, part of the ocean. And you have the rippling effect on the water, which disperses the light from the sun as it sets. You have red clouds, which are colored that way because of the setting sun. And overall, it's just a very beautiful art package for the cabinet. Now, the Playfield has more women hanging out at the beach. There are several dock posts in the water. Over to the left of those is the beach, and there are many people frolicking, having a great time. And then, of course, there's the water. There's a lot of detail in this playfield, and it looks really cool. This is yet another game which I hope to play one day. I'm really intrigued by the Magic Curtains feature, and I really want to see that in action and see just how much of an advantage that actually gives the player. Well, that's all for tonight. Thank you very much for joining me. My name again is Nick Baldridge. You can reach me at foramusementonlypodcast@gmail.com, or you can call me on the Bingos line. That's 724-BINGOS1, 724-246-4671. You can listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, via RSS, on Facebook, on Twitter at Bingo Podcast. You can follow me on Instagram, also at Bingo Podcast, or you can listen to us on our website, which is foramusementonly.libsyn.com. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.